There are numerous films that perfectly understand cosmic horror. These movies don't necessarily have to be Lovecraftian, but they convey that sense of human impossibility and insignificance in the face of threats we don't understand, can't comprehend, and to which, despite our technology, morality, or human laws, we are simply irrelevant. While indie films like The Void or In the Mouth of Madness are always must-includes on any list of Lovecraftian films, this time we present a varied selection of movies that may or may not be strictly Lovecraftian, but will surely be enjoyed by all cosmic horror fans.
I feel like there's something wrong with me, but it doesn't really hurt.
SuperDeep, fresh from 2020, is a decent Russian film featuring monsters reminiscent of The Last of Us. The film takes us to 1984 in the Arctic polar region, where there's a laboratory studying life forms beneath the Earth's surface. Something very strange has happened, and mysterious noises are heard down below, while several scientists seem to have been infected with an unusual fungus. From this point, a research team will be sent to analyze the situation. From the moment the team arrives, we encounter scientists who appear to have lost their sanity, and we see that once you're infected by the fungus, a disgusting near future awaits you. The film is uneven, oscillating between very tense and entertaining moments to periods of poor quality. But the concept is fascinating. For much of the film, the doubt and mystery about what they're facing, or what might emerge from that hole, creates an engaging tension that makes you want to know what demons lie there, because it's surely something horrible. And these are good vestiges of cosmic horror. It's notable that the Russians are much tougher than Americans when it comes to making decisions.
And death.
Synchronic is one of those surprising films. It's peculiarly Lovecraftian, as many people tend to forget that Lovecraft has a significant facet related to dream worlds, and Synchronic seems to have drawn heavily from that well, fusing it with the theme of time travel. The film introduces us to two paramedics working in an ambulance who suddenly start encountering a series of cases where people die in inexplicable ways. A woman bitten by an extinct snake, a man stabbed by an ancient civilization's sword, and a man incinerated in the middle of nowhere. They all have something in common. They've all consumed a drug called Synchronic, a powerful narcotic that appears to alter the pineal gland. For Lovecraft fans, the direction of the plot is evident. Everything spirals out of control when one of their daughters takes Synchronic and disappears. Without doubt, this is a film that presents us with situations and worlds to which we are insignificant in an oniric reality. If Synchronic could make us feel insignificant before the capacity of our mind, another film that demonstrates the true cosmic horror of what we can provoke with our brain is Altered States, a movie well known to cult film enthusiasts. The discussion about whether this film is cosmic horror arises when we consider that if our mind has the capacity to transport us to dream worlds that can alter states of matter and reach an elevated level that can give us a perfect form, one so horrible that we can't even imagine it. The film tells the story of a neurophysiologist who is investigating altered states of consciousness through sensory deprivation, trying to find a cure and understand diseases such as schizophrenia. But gradually, throughout his life, something will awaken within him that will transform him into an elevated state, going through all kinds of mental and physical processes, discovering horrors that humans are not prepared to deal with. The mind and its phenomena are already complex in themselves, but if you add a pinch of cosmic horror, you get a cult jewel like this one. The Empty Man is a film that generates debates about whether it's Lovecraftian or not, but probably what makes it such a dark film isn't because something that appears to be Nyarlathotep shows up, but rather the cosmic horror concept that's immersed in every detail. The film presents us with a couple of tourists visiting the Andes who accidentally end up finding a cave with a mysterious giant skeleton totem. Shortly after, they will all be brutally murdered. The story then takes us to a quiet U.S. town, where horrible mass suicides of teenagers are beginning to occur, always leaving notes with the message, "The empty man made me do it." The protagonist will become too involved with this matter and soon discover that there are too many elements directly related to him. This is one of those films that leaves breadcrumbs along the path of a much bigger and more cosmic story than what we see on screen, but H.P. Lovecraft lovers will recognize terms like Hidden Ones, The Ancients, Beings, Tulpa, among many more. An essential film for cosmic horror lovers.
What is it? I don't know.
Annihilation presents the best Lovecraftian scene of all time, and cosmic horror is the order of the day with touches of the color out of space. Based on Jeff Vandermeer's novel, it introduces us to a research team who will explore the zone known as Area X, a place on Earth where a strange meteorite has crashed, and some form of life has begun to modify the biological composition of everything. Plants, animals, and even the people who enter there. All previous research teams have lost their minds, and they don't know exactly what they might encounter. And when they arrive at the location, they'll realize they're facing something that goes beyond a simple virus. A life form that can change all of humanity's existence forever. What will the protagonists do, and what will happen with Area X? All of that is part of the beauty of cosmic horror. Director Alex Garland does an amazing job.
What the fuck is going on?
No one's going in.
Come on.
Wait.
Who's going in? Wait for fucking what? I'm going in there. Don't do this. I don't give a shit about your fucking quarantine.
This journey has taken us to places where one might not have thought cosmic horror could reach. The center of the Earth, the human mind, a small American town, and even the place where the meteorite crashed. But outer space presents another dimension of the genre, and Life is one of the best horror films of the last decade. This film is among the best cosmic horror that Hollywood has produced, with outstanding execution. Some have called it the new Alien. While it doesn't reach that level, it surpasses Underwater and its Cthulhu. The film presents us with a group of scientists who will have to deal with a new life form. Humanity's first contact with a biological form from space, but in our arrogance and naivety, we believe we can deal with cosmic horrors and new life forms. This being will be much more intelligent than us and will gradually play with the astronauts' minds while evolving with each of them. This film is well known for its ending, probably one of the best cosmic horror endings of the last decade. Event Horizon represents the best example of a cosmic horror film. Perhaps it doesn't have the classic aesthetic of a Lovecraftian tale, or doesn't have tentacles and giant monsters. But cosmic horror is in everything this film symbolizes. Humans playing with technologies they cannot understand and ending up facing horrors that will destroy us without any mercy. Event Horizon is a space horror film that presents us with a crew searching for and rescuing the namesake ship, with which contact has been lost, which has technology that allows dimensional jumps through space. However, something has gone terribly wrong, and the ship has been in places unknown to man. From the moment they encounter it, they'll find a feast of death that will make them instantly realize they need to get out of there as soon as possible, especially when they realize the previous crew lost their minds and the place is a bloodbath. This film excellently represents the tension that cosmic horror provokes, and how each person's mind can become their hell when facing entities and knowledge that go beyond our comprehension. Without doubt, one of the best space horror films of all time and one of the best cosmic horror films. There's an interesting theory suggesting that Event Horizon, Hellraiser, and The Void could be part of the same universe. This selection of films represents different approaches to cosmic horror, without necessarily limiting itself to direct Lovecraftian adaptations. There are other classics of the genre like The Void, Color Out of Space, In the Mouth of Madness, and Prince of Darkness that also deserve recognition for their contributions to the genre. Do you know any other cosmic horror film that deserves to be on this list? Which of these films has impacted you the most? The perspectives of other genre enthusiasts always enrich our understanding of these works that explore the limits of human comprehension. Happy Halloween! May cosmic horrors feed your most sublime nightmares tonight.